Hey everyone, I'm Nicole Herrick and today I'm going to show you how I did this beautiful wainscoting detail that will add elegance to any room with just a few simple tools. So here's all the tools that you'll need to do this project. So first of all, we need some timber trim to do our wainscoting boxes and also our chair rail. We need a tape measure and a level, some wood filler, a miter saw, either electric or a handheld one, doesn't matter, a nail gun or hammer and nails, and you're also going to need some primer and some top coat. The first thing I recommend you do is measure where you think you want your chair rail to go. Put a mark on the wall and just stand back and have a look and see if you think that is the right spot. Move it around and then also sort of mark, if you don't have furniture in there already, just mark where that furniture is going to sit, something like a desk, so that you're not sort of putting it where it's going to look weird, matching up to a different height of a desk, or you want it to come higher than the desk, that kind of thing. Then measure up all four walls, including windows, baseboards, and where any outlets are. So the next thing you need to do is draw up a plan. Now you can just do this on graph paper with a pencil and a ruler or on a computer program, but just make sure you do it to scale. And then mark in where all your windows and your PowerPoints and anything else that you can see is going to be sort of maybe obstructed by the wainscoting. Draw that in so that you can try and avoid that. Now you'll notice that my boxes vary in width, and that is totally fine. So on different walls you can make them skinnier, fatter, but just make sure that any that are on the same wall are the same width. And this kind of just evens everything out, makes everything look seamless, and you don't even actually notice when you're in the room that they're different widths. They just kind of look like they fit all together and everything just flows. Then you'll need to work out how much timber you're going to need for your chair rail and your wainscoting boxes. So these are the timbers that I chose. So I think I needed just 2 lengths of the Hume 85. So that's for the chair rail because it's 5.4 meters length. And then I needed loads of the clear pine panel for the wainscoting boxes. I have no idea how many, but loads. I think I spent about $300. And I will link these particular ones that I got just in case you want to get the exact same ones. I don't know if they're available in other countries, but I just got these from Bunnings, which is the same as your Home Depot or Homebase. Before you cut any of your timber, just prime everything and do your top coat. And also if you're doing the section where your wainscoting is in a different color to your above wall section, just do that now. It's much easier to do it all now and then just do little touch-ups when you finish. Now you can start cutting your chair rail. So depending on if you're meeting a door or a window, you'll do a straight cut like this, or if you're meeting a corner, 2 pieces, then you'll do either a mitre cut or a coping cut. I'll let you Google those and watch those individually. Now, if you're putting it up by yourself, do not worry. You just need something to prop it up on one side whilst you get one nail in. And if you pre-hammer a couple in, that'll make it even easier. So when you're cutting wainscoting, it does tend to chip out because it's such a fine, small timber. So I negated this by putting a couple of layers of masking tape before doing any cutting. Now, to work out which is the top and the bottom of your wainscoting piece, the wainscoting box should be thicker on the outside and then sort of bevel in to thinner on the inside. And so you want to always be measuring that thicker side of the wainscoting, as this will be your actual box measurements. I'd recommend using a speed square to accurately draw your 45-degree angles. Also, for any pieces you need to cut that are the same length as others, you can just line them up together and then mark that easily. I would also recommend just starting with one box first, just in case you made some mistakes. And also mark on the back the centimeters of each of your pieces so you know which wall it goes on and which box it belongs to. So when you're cutting your timber with an electric miter saw, it's good to have a piece of sacrificial board underneath because that also helps stop chip out because it's a less gap sort of underneath the timber. You don't need to cut a new piece every single time. It's just one for your left angle and one for your right 45 angle. Make sure that you've got your 2-scale plan handy so that you can make sure you're putting all the right boxes in all the right spots, and use a level at this stage. And also cut yourself a piece of timber that will be a spacer between your chair rail and your top of every single box. That way you'll make sure that every single box is perfectly aligned in one line. So you'll notice that I'm doing a locking method with my nails here. So I'm pointing the middle nail out towards the outside of the box, and then the 2 other nails on the top and bottom, I'm pointing that towards the inside of the box, and this basically creates a locking pattern so that you can't just rip the pieces of timber straight off the wall, and it also will not spin if you try and turn it because you have 3 of them. So I hope that makes sense. It makes sense in my head. Once you have got the nails in, go back in with a nail punch and then just punch them a little bit further down than the top of the timber. And then we're going to fill those in a minute with some wood filler. Once you actually get into the swing of this, it is quite fast. It just takes a little bit of like brain power and mathematics to just like work it all out at the start. Well, it did for me anyway, so don't feel bad if you're getting a little frustrated. You will get to the swing of things. Once all of your timber is nailed on, you need to go in with some wood filler and fill all of those nail holes and all of the corners as well. You can see a massive gap in this corner. It really should not be that big, but I just wanted to show you this one so you can see how easy it is to just cover up that massive gap with some wood filler. And then after that's dry in about 20 minutes, you can go back in and give it a light sand and then give it a light touch up with your top color paint. So let's have a look at what the room looked like beforehand. So this is a newly built house, so just beautiful, clean, simple, but just not much character. I did this room makeover for my friend Megan, who is a celebrant, and she wants to be able to invite clients over so they can sign paperwork and things, so it needs to look beautiful. And here is what we are looking like with the wainscoting. I'm still to put the top coat on here, but you can see it just brings so much life and character to this room. It also somehow makes it look bigger as well, because this room is only about the same size as a single bedroom, so it is actually a very small room. And just in case you wanted to see what the room looks like, fully finished and all styled by me, here it is. If you want to watch the full video on this office makeover, then please head on over to my channel, subscribe, and you will see the video on there. And if you want to drop a comment, please do, or a like. It really helps me out on the YouTube algorithm. And if you're doing your own wainscoting project and this video has helped you, I would absolutely love it if you could tag me with the finished result over on Insta, Facey, or TikTok. My handle is Nicole Herrick DIY. Thanks for watching, guys.